lead up to Hanukkah, which starts next Thursday night. We're going to watch one quick video that just dropped the other day, and then we will officially get started once everyone's had a chance to settle in. Hope you like this one by some of the folks who brought you Hamilton. Guess we got to watch the ad first. Whoa, it's not right. That's not it. Hold on. There it is.
Harper isn't out, and her parents don't know we're together. So her parents are believing that their straight daughter Abby brought home her lesbian friend.
Okay.
Also think that I'm straight.
What did you do with the commercial? That'll be working. Let's let everybody in.
Yeah, come on. You know what I want to. What you want? I want a puppy for Hanukkah. Want a puppy. And I'ma get just what I wanted, yeah. I'ma get a puppy for Hanukkah. Get a puppy. Some kids write lists for their Christmas gifts and they send them all off to their Santas. But I don't trip off a list for my gift. I'ma get it cause I got 8 chances. That's right, 8 nights, festival of lights. Go hard for a week with a +1. So y'all keep stressing, be good, learn lessons. But Hanukkah is the best fun. And you can laugh if you want to. But I'ma get a puppy for Hanukkah. Clarinet, no harmonica. When I get a puppy for Hanukkah. That's right. Okay, first night, and I'm feeling right. Mama came with a gift wrap box. It don't bark, don't bite, don't cry when I shake it, so I'm pretty sure that it's just socks. But you never know, miracles happen. I tap in and start to rip the paper. Oh, please let it be the puppy that I wanted. I don't wanna wait. Oh, yep, that's just socks. I'ma get what I wanted. What you want? I'ma get a puppy for Hanukkah. I ain't even tripping on it, bruh. Cause I'ma get a puppy for Hanukkah. Night 2, what it do? Candles get lit. Vodka, sour cream is the best. Is there applesauce on the side? I might just get sick of brucha first. I don't know, I ain't gonna trip. Baruch Atah Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chad l'knei shel Hanukkah. That blessing is about, now I've said it. Not sure what it means, but I learned it phonetic. By the way, you got a present for me, is it what I wanted? Pass that shamus, let's get the flame started. Ooh, for me? Oh, you shouldn't have. I guess I'll just, Oh, that's a sweater. Did somebody knit this? It's really great. This isn't going how I saw it, huh? It ain't going well. I really hope I get this puppy for Hanukkah. It's all I ever really wanted, huh? Just a puppy for Hanukkah. Give me that dog. Lights keep burning and nights just pass. Menorah is now covered up with wax. I thought it would be obvious, I didn't want to ask, but will tonight be the night I get my puppy at last? My feet are warm and my body is cozy. The hats and the mittens and umbrella are totally great. Love it all, I'm the king of style. There's one thing I've been wanting all this while. Wait, is that? Could it be? Oh my gosh! You're everything I ever wanted, but you're my puppy for Hanukkah. I'ma name you Monica. Probably not, that's a weird name for a dog. But it rhymes with Hanukkah. I got my Hanukkah puppy. 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 I got my Hanukkah puppy.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Sorry about that. The whole time I was watching the video, and I thought you were too, but you weren't. Okay, Shabbat Shalom. It's an exciting time of the year for all of us, and it's an extra exciting time for our honorees today. It's an exciting time for Abigail and for Darren and for Jake. So we say mazel tov to all of you and to all of your families. We're so happy to have a special guest with us today. We appreciate you. We welcome you. This is how we're doing Kabbalat Shabbat at the middle school this year. We're all turning on our webcams. Give you a couple seconds to do that, so that way we can get as close to that feeling of togetherness as we possibly can. We're going to have a chance to hear from our honorees today, and then we'll have a chance to love on them a little bit and say some nice words and do our Shabbat blessings together, and a special performance at the end, and that'll be a wrap. For those who missed the beginning of the video, that's David Deg's Puppy for Hanukkah. It's definitely a catchy tune. So again, Mazel Tov, Abigail, Darren, and Jake. With no further ado, it's the 18th of Kislev, 5781. I'm going to lead us in the opening reading, and please go ahead and feel free to reply and make me feel less alone here in my office. All I have to offer is prayer myself. Sometimes I cannot find the Ruach to Berlin. It's two people walking together through the dark wood, stronger and braver for each other's presence. So I find spiritual strength and communal love. We want to stand here ready in body and mind to take upon ourselves the mitzvah, you shall love your fellow human being as yourself. We want to take upon ourselves the mitzvah, you shall not separate yourself from the community. I entered this tefillah as an individual, but I become a part of the Kehillah Kedoshah. As a Kehillah Kedoshah will be a welcoming and friendly place, filled with enthusiastic song and potential excitement. May our communal tefillah illuminate all that is awesome within and around us. May our communal tefillah strengthen the ties that bind us together. Let us rejoice together in times of joy, such as this time, and let us support one another in times of sorrow. Help us find holiness in our lives and wholeness in our world, and our tefillah demonstrate for ourselves, one another, and to God. Amen. We are going to spotlight Mr. Rogers' room and cohort at this time, because they will be leading us through some of our Shabbat rituals and traditions. So, see if I can find Mr. Rogers. Might need a little help with that. Mr. Rogers' cohort. Mr. Frank, if you're hearing this, if you don't mind calling back to that science room, that would probably be helpful at this point, so I'm not seeing Mr. Rogers on our list of participants. Check one more time.
Calling now.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate you. In the meantime, we're going to go in alphabetical order. So when it gets to Keter Shem Tov time, Abigail, you're going to go first. Darren, you are going to go second. And Jake, you are going to go third. And we'll be there before you know it. See if you don't have your speeches or remarks ready. And that would be a great time to get them. So not necessarily seeing Azrael family on our Zoom. Going to take a look at that. Always something fun in the land of Zoom. Always kind of something fun in the land. We're going to move forward. At this point, we would typically count 5 school days for the 5 days this week that are passed. And let's see. Got it. Darren may not be feeling well, or maybe otherwise. Our Shabbat candles are upstairs as well. We're going to jump ahead to birthday shout-outs. Mr. Weismark, are you here? And if so, we want to do the birthday shout-outs. Let's see. Gonna invite you to unmute.
All right. Today is definitely a special day of birthdays. We definitely have many different birthdays in our school this week. And so, very excited to share with all of us that this week we are celebrating the birthday of. I know, such suspense right now, my friends. Here we go. Maxwell Morris, Abby Meyer, Fallon Shermer, Anna Wakabayashi, Cooper Bernath, Isaac Lichtenstein. Today's birthday, special day, Darren Mand, Maya Stern tomorrow, and Evie Stern as well on Shabbat. I hope everybody has a wonderful birthday and a great year.
Thank you, Mr. Weismark. We appreciate you giving the birthday shout-outs for us. We'll offer the priestly blessing to our honorees who are celebrating birthday at this time. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God fill your lives with light, with the love of family, friends, and community. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. May God give you strength to help you know what is right and good and true in this world, so we can create together a world of shalom. Amen. Okay, now for my favorite part of Kabbalah Shabbat, where we turn it over to our honorees. So Abigail, I'm going to ask you to unmute. I'm going to spotlight your video, and hope someone confirm for me that you can see Abigail's beautiful leaf with the rose on it on your screen. Send me a chat that says, yep. Okay, awesome. Thank you, everyone. And Abigail, take it away.
Okay. For my Keter Shem Tov leaf, I designed my leaf around the verse, Keshoshana bein hachalchim ken ra'iti bein habanot, which translates in English to, as a rose among the thorns, so is my beloved among the daughters. My leaf includes a rose in the center, which is also my Hebrew name, Shoshana. I decided to choose this verse because my Hebrew name means a lot to me, and I thought it would be special to include this in my lifelong piece of artwork. Doing this project was very meaningful to me because I enjoyed connecting my name to Judaism, and I love doing art.
Thank you so much, Abigail. Your leaf is beautiful. Your Hebrew name is beautiful. When you said it, you summarized the heart and soul of this project so perfectly about connecting our name to Jewish tradition. So the Jewish people are stronger and better for you. We hope that Judaism throughout your life is a source of strength and inspiration to you. So Yasher Koach and Mazel Tov, we really appreciate you sharing. And since I think that Darren is not here, we will jump ahead to Jake. Jake, I'm going to ask you to unmute. You got to turn on your camera, buddy. Otherwise, it won't let me spotlight you. Nope. Hold on. Jake, let's see if maybe I need to go to the room.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You still,
Alright.
are we good? Hold on.
For my Keter Shem Tov leaf, I designed my leaf around the verse.
Jake, hold on 1 second. You gotta start your video.
Anan al haaretz.
Jake, hold for a minute. Just pause. We're gonna read. There you go. Try
Okay,
again.
Okay. For my Keter Shem Tov leaf, I designed my leaf around the verse. V'haya v'ani anan al haaretz hanirata hakeshet ve'anan, which translates into, and it shall come to pass when I cause clouds to come upon the earth, that the rainbow will appear in the cloud. My leaf is about the story of Pesach and how God split the Red Sea to free the Jews from slavery in Egypt. The rainbow and clouds represent happiness, freedom, and relief from escaping Egypt. The mountains represent peace and also the fact that the Israelites will have a chance to restart and build a great future ahead of them. I chose this verse because it is very special to me how God really cares about the Israelites and what He did for our future. Also, I chose this verse because freedom and happiness are very important to me. The slaves in Egypt were treated just the same as the slaves in America, maybe even worse. The hardships and tears the Jews had to deal with are just unimaginable, and that's why it's important to learn about these disgraceful periods in time. This process is special to me because while I was looking for my verse, I really got a clear understanding for what the book of Genesis is about. Also, I learned that I am a lot more creative than I thought I was.
Let's say Yasher Koach, please, to Jake. Jake, that was Yasher Koach. May you have strength. A wonderful leaf and a wonderful speech. I love at the end, you say you learned that you're more creative than you thought you were. May you continue to discover, may all of us continue to discover that there's more inside of us than we realize even now. And to discover creativity in 6th, 7th, 8th grade when you made this leap and as part of this project, what a gift to know that you have many, many years ahead of you to continue to explore that creativity, to develop that creativity, and to continue to use the many gifts that you have to inspire others. So, Abigail and Jake, such a blessing to hear from both of you so far. And now, really want to make sure that you open your ears because it's time for Devar Torah. Ms. Kiriansky is going to give the Devar Torah. It is her first Devar Torah since she's new to Davis this year. And she's got some things to say about both of you guys, also about Darren, but obviously we'll save those nice words about Darren for when she and her family are able to be with us. Let's see. Ms. Kiriansky, I'm going to ask you to unmute. And we'll spotlight your video, and we appreciate you sharing with us.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. What holds us back from achieving our potential? What motivates us to do our best? If we could easily answer these questions, most of us would be a lot happier. I have a secret, although I learned it from Rabbi Harold Kushner's book, Overcoming Fear, and it's actually pretty obvious if you think about this kind of stuff. One of the number one motivators for human behavior is fear. You may have heard of our fight or flight response to difficult situations. When confronted with something unfamiliar or scary, we resort to our most basic, almost animal response, which is either to run toward or run away from what's scaring us. In this week's Parsha, we experience the gifts and challenges of fear. Vayishlach means he sent. In the beginning of the Parsha, Yaakov sends a messenger to scout out his brother's camp. The messenger returns to tell Yaakov that Esav is coming to meet him, along with 400 of his nearest and dearest. What is Yaakov's response? The Torah tells us Yaakov was greatly frightened. In his anxiety, he divided the people with him, and the flocks and herds and camels into two camps. The text is clear that Yaakov is not at his most rational self. He is scared and he knows he can't just run away and hide. He has no choice but to confront his fear head on. He says a heartfelt prayer to God. O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, O Lord, I'm unworthy of all the kindness that you have so steadfastly shown your servant. With my staff alone, I crossed this Jordan, and now I have become two camps. Yaakov recognizes that he's part of a generational chain and that he has been the most blessed with possessions and family, but he's still afraid. Even with the best protection a person can have, that's God, earthly possessions, and a guaranteed legacy of 11 kids so far, Yaakov is so motivated by his fear that he splits up his family and possessions into two camps in case Esav is going to attack, so that some will survive. Yaakov compiles and sends an array of over-the-top gifts for Esav to try to smooth things over, and figures after Esav gets all these gifts, he'll be in a better mood to receive Yaakov and his family. But Yaakov is still afraid of his brother's possible reaction. He stays behind, alone. It is while Yaakov is in this place of loneliness and fear that God sends a messenger to him. What transpires next is the basis for so much of what the essence of Judaism is. When Yaakov meets the messenger and is faced with the choice of fight or flight, Yaakov chooses to fight. He wrestles with the being, whom we only learn at the end of the encounter is somehow also divine. It seems like a draw. Neither's going to win. The being asks Yaakov to surrender to end the fight, and Yaakov's cleverness shines through. He asks for a blessing in exchange for surrendering. It is then that Yisrael wrestles with God is born. It is sometimes the name used for Yaakov in the Torah, but more than that, it's the name of our people, our place, and our way of being. Jews to this day are called Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, not Bnei Avraham or Bnei Moshe. We are not expected to be submissive and to surrender to fear, but to wrestle with it. In Judaism, fearing God is also wrestling with God's existence, God's teachings, and our own selves. I didn't have to wrestle with teachers, and no one was afraid to share kind words about our Bar Mitzvah students this week. I'm lucky to know all three of you a little bit, but those who teach you shared so many beautiful thoughts. I'll start with Abigail. Abigail, your teachers describe you as funny, artistic, hardworking, kind, devoted, and compassionate. You're the kind of person who makes everyone around you upbeat, especially when they're feeling down. Your smile and laugh are contagious. And one teacher said, Abigail has the most infectious laugh in the school. Her giggles are the best, period. As a member of our cross-country team, Abigail trained exceptionally hard and she understands that hard work pays off. When Abigail raises her hand, I make sure I call on her because it will be an insightful question or a correct response to a question I asked. Abigail, another teacher, says you are a quiet role model for your peers. It is obvious that your classmates respect and appreciate your gifts. Your kind, menschy personality above your academic contributions render you a well-rounded Davis student. Jake, one teacher, says, you are an awesome kid. There's no other way of saying it. Several teachers agree that you love doing well to learn, not just for the grade. You're a good athlete with an excellent temperament. You bring a mature perspective to your studies and are adept at sharing thoughts clearly and creatively in writing and in sharing in class discussion. You are a mensch, respectful and appreciative of your teachers and the partnership you share with them. You display a maturity that exemplifies the type of people the Davis Academy sends into this world after 8th grade. More than one teacher shared that you have this wonderful ability to brighten anyone's day with a simple conversation, and that your smile, even under your mask, is contagious. Another teacher says you are the consummate gentleman, always respectful and polite, even when you don't want to be. You work hard to meet high expectations, serving as a role model for students who would rather goof off and roll their eyes. This teacher says, and I agree from the short times I've spent with you, that you have the unique maturity when in situations with your peers to make smart choices, but you can also be very boyish and fun to be around. That's a hard balance, and you strike it effortlessly. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Ms. Kuryansky. Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov to everyone. It really is just a joy to hear not only such kind words, but such accurate words said about members of our community. It reminds us all how blessed we are to be together during these years and in this context and environment, Davis Academy. Ms. Kuryansky, if you were under normal circumstances, we'd be in the gym and we'd all say Yasher Koach to you. We might even say the Shafianu. But one thing we would have said then, and we'll say now, is we look forward to many more Divrei Torah and opportunities to learn Torah and celebrate these community milestones with you. While we didn't get to do our Shabbat blessings today, which is okay because Shabbat doesn't start until tonight, so if you want to light candles, come by me. We'll help you find some candlesticks. We can turn it over to Mr. Michek. Some of you may know that, again, under normal circumstances, our schedule would have been weird and different today. We would have all gone down to the lower school, and we would have started the day with Rock Shabbat. And so we're going to try to do some Rock Shabbat type activities in January when we come back from school. We have a few special guests that I've lined up, and we'll take it from there. But in the meantime, a little taste of that Rock Shabbat vibe. Unfortunately, no singing, but music from Mr. Michek's. Mr. Michek set it up for us.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Very well.
Awesome. Good afternoon, Davis Academy. Shabbat Shalom from my current 7th grade rotation. Mr. Rabbi Micah has asked us if we could play a song for you guys for Shabbat. Try something a little different. So as we head out today, I wish everybody again a Shabbat Shalom and blessings. And we're going to give you a song that we usually do on a Friday morning. So I hope you enjoy it.
That was totally awesome. What a great way to cap off a very unique and memorable Kabbalah Shabbat celebration, I am going to find some way to allow everyone to unmute. If you want to give a shout out to the band, if you want to give a shout out to Abigail and to Jake and wish them Mazel Tov and all those things. Why am I not being able to unmute you? Now you can unmute if you want.
Good